What's going on, YouTubers? Welcome to another video. So, after taking into consideration, here is what we will do if I can't get into a new house. I think the best thing is to just sell the MK quarter scale. Now, it's not something that I'm doing right now. I'm not posting these up for sale. I don't need this space, until, honestly, maybe Final Fantasy VII ships. And by that time, I can determine, I'll have a really good idea if I will be able to get a new house by then. Because if I'm getting a new house, I'm definitely not going to be selling any statues because I want to expand. Now, I did try and talk to the wife about giving her $10,000 because she had floated that idea a long time ago, like, hey, give me 10K, I'll let you put a few statues upstairs. She said no. She's like, no, you get the basement, that's all you get. She's like, you need to stop. And so that idea got flushed down. Because if I could, I'd just move DBZ upstairs and gain a ton of video game space. But it seems that will not work. It's a shame. I was really hoping. I had invested $1,800 into a crypto coin, XCN. My brother told me to. And in a day, it jumped to nearly $2,500. I'm like, oh my gosh. And he's telling me this could 10x in the next day or two. And I'm like, what? That could turn into $13,000. I could just give the wife 10K right there. Boom. Don't have to give her any paycheck or commission money. But yeah, she shot that down, so I'm like, all right, whatever. I'll just pay off my Tesla if that happens. But I think if I'm stuck in this house, the best thing to do is to sell Mortal Kombat. That is my best option. Because I'm not going to downsize Dragon Ball Z anymore. And I really would hate to sell Jurassic. And if I'm going to sell Transformers, it would have to be not to put Jurassic in there. It'd have to do Pacific Rim, or heck, even the new Way Studios Optimus vs. Megatron. Maybe I sell Optimus and Megatron and get that diorama, which I am highly considering. I want to get price and more details on that before I consider that trade-off. Because I really love the Megatron and Optimus I have. Perfect angles. The diorama just gets them in a slight action pose on the same base. So I'm like, is it really worth it? Because the Prime 1s are already so perfect with so many swap outs, and I can see them really good, all the detail. The action pose won't have as many swap outs. You won't see them as good. But it is a diorama, which I'm a huge fan of. So I really do hate to mess up this MK wall because I really like it. I mean, I've cut MK a lot. If you remember, my MK used to expand this entire wall and this wall at one point. I remember that. It was a lot of MK. We had pretty much every MK statue ever made at one point. We had every Psycho Collectibles MK, sold them all. And I did like those. Those were, even if Psycho was crappy scammy company and the statues weren't that great, I still liked those statues. They were nostalgic MK. When I first got into collecting, I got every one of them. I remember taking a photo of all 16 of them on the ground. I got Motaro, who was super hard to get, and he was super difficult to sell too. But that Motaro is way freaking better than the Psycho one I had. The Sub-Zero holding the severed head. God, so happy to get that. I spent $1,200 to get that. Could barely sell it for $600. Jupiter. Got link shipped off to Netherlands today. So, yeah, I had to go into the attic to get that, which is actually kind of a good thing because I needed to put some boxes in the attic anyways. But, yeah, in terms of what's coming soon, folks, just to give you an idea. So, the Leatherface shadow box I got originally was wrong. They sent me a horizontal one. I needed it to be vertical, so I had to ship it back. They're shipping me a replacement version. So, yeah, that's going to arrive probably next week. And I did decide, check this out. I put my first 4 figures Majora's Mask base for Chucky, just to give him something that's not really Zelda themed. That's just like random whatever. So you can kind of see it as like a voodoo base, which I think works. I did buy him a 1/3 scale gun, so I'm going to use some putty, have one hand extended, more or less kind of having it like this pose. However, the hand won't be as bent like this one. It's more just straight, and he won't have the hand holding the medallion like he does. And then I also got a tiny 3-inch Chucky logo, a red one. And I also bought a Chucky and Tiffany base to go with these two, because I have had my Chucky fall before. I slightly brushed into the gun once, reaching down to grab some water. He fell over, and I'm like, F that. We're getting him a thing. Plus, if an earthquake ever happened or whatever, I don't want them falling over, because I actually really like those dolls. And falling over will damage them. I will show you real quickly what the cases look like. Give me a sec. Alrighty, so this is the 1/3 gun. It's at 2.5 inches. It's about as big as the gun on J&D Selena Kyle, Catwoman. Hers is about 2.5 inches, and I put the Chucky hand next to it, and it looks like it should fit really good. So this is the exact one I bought. It costs $18. Shipping from China, so it'll take probably 2 to 3 weeks to get this. Now, the Chucky base, I opted for this one, black with blood, and also comes with this red Chucky logo. Like, he has lots of different base types. That's to give you like a general idea. But he doesn't have pictured here the bloody version, which I prefer the bloody version. I think that looks way cooler. So $100, got that, and I'll hold him with this, just like my other Chucky one. And this is the Etsy Chucky logo. We did red, of course, so there's the red one. And then here's the Tiffany base, where it has this little, like, when she was raising Chucky back from the dead. So, yeah, this looks pretty darn good. And I'll probably throw some candles on it, because I saw a different listing for a similar base, not quite as good as this one, that had candles on it, and I did like that look. So most likely I'll be doing candles, and it has the Trick or Treat Tiffany here, so you can kind of see. Of course, mine's the NECA version. Yeah, and Predator Bus, according to tracking, it says the estimated arrival of the ship to America is on the 29th, so it's in a few days. And so, assuming that is correct, I should receive it probably a week to a week and a half later. So, first, second week of Feb, we will get the Predator Bust. I am super excited to see that one in person. I have been thinking, and I think the best thing to do with that one is display it unmasked, and then do this one masked and move this over to the right. I just think it will work better. So, yeah, we'll get that soon. That's the next major statue, though, is going to be the Predator Bust. After that, well, actually, I'll get J&D Batman before that. But, yeah, Predator Bust is the next big one. But J&D Batman, we'll get that in next week, actually. Because we did buy the Armory, so we needed to get J&D Batman. Even if I didn't necessarily want to buy that, just because I have the Prime one, but I want the Armory, and I'm not going to have an empty Armory, and it needs to work good. So I think the best thing, actually, I don't know if I said this or not, but I'm going to move Aquaman right there, move Shazam right there, him there, Flash here, and move these two. I mean, theoretically, I could keep like just one right there. And then move. I mean, Wolverine would be easier to move than Deadpool. But I don't want to necessarily move them back into like glass shelves by the 1/6. But if I could throw one of them in this setup, I mean, Wolverine would be the best person to move in. But doing it that way allows me to do Batman there, which I think would fit this theme good just because you have Joker, Harley. You're missing a Batman. Even if it's technically the wrong Batman, whatever, it still works. So yeah, we'll get J&D Batman. The Armory won't ship, though, for some time. But it will be great just to see J&D Batman in this display. I'm real curious if it's going to look better than this does. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more detailed than the Prime 1 on the suit, and the mouth and eyes will definitely be much more detailed. Pose not as good, base not as good, presence not as good. I still think I'm going to like Prime 1 more, but let's see if I eat my own words on that. Because for the most part, J&Ds definitely blow out the Prime 1s in terms of sculpt, detail. Prime 1 beats it on concept, base, and size. But ultimately, J&D is a superior product. But Batman, I'm not sure. I really think I might like Prime 1 more overall. Well, let's see. I'll definitely do a comparison between the two. Anyways, folks, see you in the next one. Have a great day.